This is a 1-to-1 mix ratio product, meaning I need to mix equal parts resin and hardener. So I went up to the 32-ounce line with the hardener. Now I'm going to be pouring the resin in for a total of 64 ounces, so 32 of each. It's very important that you're extremely accurate when measuring. One big problem we've seen is customers buying cheap containers that are not getting equal mix ratios. Generally speaking, with most mixing containers, the ratio lines are just printed on the side of the container, so they're not always printed in the correct location. Now that we've mixed equal parts resin and hardener into our mixing container, we're going to mix for a total of 3 minutes. Every so often you can scrape the sides of the container and the bottom of the container to make sure any unmixed A or B is getting up into the mix. You're going to really start noticing it get clearer as the two components mix together. Still, always use your clock to mix with. So it's important to make sure that you're between 70 and 75 degrees when you're starting your mixing process. The only way I ever test this is with an infrared thermometer. Now that you've mixed for 3 minutes in your #1 mixing container, you can switch and start pouring the contents into your next mix container. It's important to know that you can continue to reuse your original #1 mixing container for each subsequent batch until it's been in the container for so long that the product is starting to stick to the sides or cure. Usually that's approximately an hour. It's also important to use a new mixing stick when mixing in the new container. This ensures that no unmixed resin or hardener are stuck to the sides of the container or the mixing stick itself. Now I'm going to mix for a total of 3 more minutes. It's okay if you're getting some air bubbles into the mixing container. You can remove them using a heat gun or a torch after pouring it. It is, however, important not to use a drill mixer when doing this process on low volumes like this, or else it's going to whip so much air that it's hard for the air to actually get back to the surface.